Okay.
Okay,
Right
I want to take one photo before we start.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the host has to let people put the video on, because I think the host control the video.
Yes, that has been done.
Okay.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for logging into this our dinner talk tonight, hosted by KCKK, Kiwanis Club of Kota Kemuning. As I see some of you, hi. I hope that all of you have eaten. Or if not, I think grab something to eat now, or maybe later, because it's not going to be very long. This one tonight session is about 1.5 hours only. All right. Before we start, I'm going to go through the agenda. I'm going to share the agenda, TH.
One moment, please.
Thank you.
The bell has been ringing, like people coming in.
Now we have 75 people.
Yeah.
Still coming.
Still coming on. Yeah. Ding dong, We co-host can hear.
Only we can hear lah. They cannot hear.
Only we can hear. Yeah, we can hear.
Hey, Kok Wai.
We co-host can hear.
Only we can hear lah. They cannot hear.
Only we can hear. Yeah, we can hear.
Okay.
We co-host can hear.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, now we start a little bit later lah, because we have to wait for a few technical things to be set up, and also more people to come in. Now we have about 80 people. All right. Okay. Basically,
the streaming. Oh, there's some people watching via the stream.
Okay, they're streaming also live on YouTube, and also our Facebook TV. What TV channel is it? TH?
Kiwanis TV.
TV.
Kiwanis TV, and
TV.
also our Facebook page lah, huh?
So I will put it in the chat box again for everyone.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, TH.
Okay, TH is our host and also our technical person lah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all this. All right. Basically,
I'm a bit
okay. Okay. Is it okay? Can I continue?
Wait for TH. Wait.
Okay. 3 participants raise hand. Why? What happened?
Yeah, you check it out.
I don't know why raise hand. I don't know why. I don't know. Just raise hand. Anything? Eddie Chan, Henry, and is there any reason you raise hand? I unmute you. Ask to unmute. See? Facebook Live also can give the link or ask for link. Okay, all right. We are posting the link in the chat box now.
Yes, give me one moment.
Oh, Paul Ang say no sound. Can't hear sound. Can you turn on your computer? Maybe it's your computer. Turn on the computer sound. Okay, while TH is fixing the background, I'll just continue. Okay, basically, our program for tonight is, of course, arrival of guests. Now guests are slowly coming in. Now we have about 83 people. Okay, now 84, 85 already now. Okay, and then we will go through. I will introduce Miss Jean Yong. Is actually our KCKK president. So Jean will talk about our background and some updates. And then after that, introduce the speaker. Speaker will start around 8:15, 8:20 like that. Then after the talk, we're going to have a Q&A session. But Q&A session, the best is better that you key in the chat box. So Siti can actually take through, the question herself one by one. There will be a fellowship. Normally, before we end, we have a group photo, so you can, hide don't unhide yourself from the video, and then we take a group photo. Okay. PH, is that all?
Yes.
Okay.
I rather that you post the question to me because I'm very bad at looking at the chat box.
So Siti, you prefer me to read the question to you,
Yes.
Okay. I'll read it from the chat box then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'd like to introduce Jean, our president of our club, to update on the KCKK matter. Jean?
Okay. My turn, right?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Siti, for being
Thank
our speaker again. Siti is always is a friend of Kiwanis, so thank you so much. Okay, I'll be very, very brief because I will go through very fast, so I have to do this, yeah? So I will introduce you to you guys what is Kiwanis, okay? So Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world, especially one child and one community at a time. So Kiwanis is an international club founded in 1915 in Detroit, Michigan, USA. And right now we have about 600,000 members, okay? So our motto is serving the children of the world, yeah, okay? And so in Malaysia, we have around, I think if I'm not mistaken, about 60 clubs locally in Malaysia, and we have about 1,300 members. So Kiwanis of Kota Kemuning, we call our members the rebels of KCKK. KCKK is short form for Kota Kemuning, yeah. So it was founded in 2018, so we are still very new, okay. So, okay, finish with the introduction of Kiwanis. Let's go to the next one, yeah. So, okay, next one is about our club activities, okay. Okay. Recently, we ran a fundraising project selling Musang King durians, and we would like to thank everybody for your support. We sold almost 400 boxes of durians, okay, 400 boxes within like 10 days, right, Helen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in 10 days we sold about 400 boxes. With the money raised, we are going to do some projects, okay. So one of the projects, next one, project hot meals, okay. So we want to cook some food. We are working together with another NGO called Tender Hearts Cafe. Tender Hearts Cafe is a cafe that teach and train special needs youth to cook and to bake. Yeah. So we want to work together with them because they have been closed since MCO started. Yeah. So we hope to able to help them, okay. So the first project that we went was somewhere in PJ in Kasih Indah flats. So we did 100 packs, and we stopped for a while, and we decided to continue again next week in PKNS flat in PJ, and in PJ Old Town and Kampong Damansara. The location was given to us by our MP Adun YB Rajiv, yeah, from Bukit Gasing, okay. The next one is what we did was the rebels of KCKK has done food packs 8. So we would like to thank Richie from Food Aid Foundation. Is he around? So Food Aid Foundation, he has given us some food packs. The picture that you saw is what is inside one pack of bag, yeah. So we have distributed these to single moms from Multi-Mutual Charity Association, about 50 of them, and then we have also distribute to refugees, yeah, from Myanmar, yeah, refugee. So you can see, and some of them we have sent it to Klang, yeah. So okay, so these are some of the pictures that I've given you. I did not, okay, some of the picture with the sticker we cannot show their face because they are, how do you say, they are victims of sexual gender-based violence. So they asked us not to show their face, okay. They are actually refugees, yeah. So these are some of the things that we are doing, and we are going to continue this during this MCO month. So if anybody who are interested to join us, give us a message or buzz us, yeah. We will hope that you can join us, learn more about Kiwanis, and we really, really welcome new members, okay? So the next one is, okay, I think I will stop and I will give it back to Siti, yes, to start. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Let me introduce Siti. Okay, I think our talk for tonight, the title is as per our poster, is called Change Starts With Us. Okay, I think those who have not heard Siti talk, okay, I would like to go through her pick one credentials, who Siti is. Okay, Siti Kasim is basically, she is a lawyer and activist for civil liberties and human rights in Malaysia. She obtained her law degree from Queen Mary College, University of London, and called to the bar under the Honourable Society of Grace in London. Siti has consistently spoken up against the actions by the Islamic religious authorities and Malaysian government. She has especially been at the forefront in the fight against persecution by authorities against marginalized people, especially for freedom and from religion, native and aboriginals, and the trans community. Siti has also been arrested, maliciously persecuted for defending these communities. Siti gets many online threats and abuses. Siti hopes to see Malaysia free from the mental bondage of indoctrination by the authorities in religious matter, particularly the extremist version of Islam. She also writes for Malaysia's largest language daily, The Star, under Siti Lights. She is also the founder of the activist foundation Malaysian Action for Justice and Unity, or MAJU, which is aimed at uniting Malaysians to become a change agent for a more liberal, moderate, progressive Malaysia. Okay, Siti, let's welcome her. And Siti, can you can start the talk now. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jean, and thank you, Kiwanis, for inviting me again to speak to the audience. And the topic is very interesting to me. Change starts with us. What a topic. You see, common sense, as they say, is not common at all. That is not actually the real problem when it comes to change. More than likely, people are more apt to get stuck in a box rather than do something different, because that is their common sense, and that is 99% of humanity. They are ingrained in their thoughts by their upbringing, their environment, their peers. They will fight you tooth and nail to tell you it cannot be done that way because the majority will not change. But if you study history, people, human civilization has always been marked by revolutionary, audacious individuals, even a few persons rather than by the masses of the majority. You see, conventional thinking is not conventional at all. It is the antithesis of progress. No one dared to circumvent the world. Columbus said, I will do it. He had to go to another country to convince just one other person to finance him. No one believed we could fly, but two idiot brothers flew for only 12 seconds for 120 feet in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, and today we jet all over the world. We have even flown to the moon. Heck, no one believed the strongmen of Asia like Marcos and Suharto could ever fall, but fall they did. In fact, one man practically brought down the English Empire dressed in loincloth. Think about who is that, yeah? So we have to do things different if we want change. We cannot wait for others to do it for us if we want change. The first thing we need to do is, number one, think differently. We are still thinking the same way along the same line. People keep saying we need political party to be formed and politicians to be in it. Why? Because that has always been our way. Can we not elect persons of integrity and caliber instead? Number two, believe that we can make that change. A small change today will create the vibrations that will crack the wall. Even if we start small, we start somewhere. Change is not linear, nor is it slow in human civilization. It usually is a ripple that even spark a huge step change in just a few years after because of something small that happened. The only constant needed is to keep that need for change going. Number three, stop believing in politicians, period. This is something very alien to Asian minds. we are feudalistic for thousands of years and filial for the same period. Every single race in Malaysia believes in their leaders, or inherently in our psyche have this need for our leaders to be good. In spite of all our sufferings, we still hold this hope. So we latch on to that hope. We need to be more realistic and demanding. Vote them in not because you support them or their party. Vote the person that you feel is capable and have the values and integrity. But be always skeptical and vote them out on a turn of a dime the next time they prove you wrong. Finish. I will give you an example on just how bad our mindsets are. This is my personal experience that I encountered with the blue-eyed girl in PKR back in 2012. There was this public forum on Islamic State, which version whose responsibility, the title. It was held in a church and attended by many, especially the non-Malays. This lady MP was one of the invited speakers. She talked on freedom of religion and how wonderful it sounds. Everyone clapped loudly for her speech, for she promotes freedom of religion. I don't think she realizes that there are some Malays in the audience, and I wanted clarification from her. So I asked a pertinent question. When she speaks about freedom of religion, did she mean that includes the Malays as well? She answered well, and again received tremendous round of applause. So that's the end of it. The next day I was in court, so my phone was off. When I was done with court, I switched on my phone and all hell broke loose. UMNO owned dailies Utusan Malaysia and Berita Harian allegedly twisting her statement. The media and politicians have came out with news that this blue-eyed girl in PKR was promoting apostasy amongst the Malays. The journalists wanted to get my comments. Of course, the focus on this blue-eyed girl is simply another political gimmick by BN at that time. What really disappointed me is the inability of this blue-eyed girl of PKR to stick to her gun, i.e. there's really no compulsion in Islam. To my dismay, this politician was so preoccupied in defending that her statement was twisted. Indeed it was, but the whole issue on there is no compulsion in Islam was lost. She was called by Jais, I was called by Jais, and I stuck to my belief that what she said during the talk was 100% correct, and I supported her statement. Unfortunately, she doesn't stick to what it means that there is no compulsion in Islam and used the statement she made. I am, of course, tied to the prevailing views. As someone who represents us in Parliament, she has the platform and the vehicles to champion the issue for the rakyat. Why don't she? Because it is not a popular subject? Because she is afraid she will lose support for trying to talk on sensitive issues? And she is not alone, ladies and gentlemen. Throughout history, Islam has been politicized by the powers that be. We have to wait for someone who dares to go against the grain and speak up what actually ails our country. So did anyone do any thinking on this darling of Malaysian politics? So I say again, do not trust politicians, period. Number 5, trust that hard work will prevail. Invest in ourselves, the ordinary people who has accomplished things in our private lives to be our representatives. These are not idealism, people. These are pragmatic steps. People who has overcome tremendous odds do all the time. The naysayers tell them it cannot be done. Everyone around them say they are unrealistic. The 1% who change the world say, I am going to do it. One step at a time. Overcome one problem at a time. They don't look at the whole Gordian knots. They take out the strands piece by piece and untie the mess. And then they build. That is the history of human civilization. If we want to make change in our world, we have to be the ones who start it. The majority of humanity, no matter how seemingly intractable, are mere followers. They will follow success and kindness. No one has shown them this. They have been fed hatred, but not many are buying. Don't mistake the 10% that is loud to represent the 70 to 80% who just want a better life. You cannot lie to people and steal from them forever. It does not work. History again has shown that that is unsustainable. The people will realize today we are seeing this manifestation of realization arrive. Everybody can see the lies, deceptions, and cheating by all these politicians for their own power and wealth. What do we have in common? We want equality and justice. It's not too much to ask. Do we have obstacles? Sure we do. Is there a path to success? Sure there is. We just need to do it. The last time I was here at Kiwanis, we told you we had a dream at Maju Foundation. Our dream is for an equal Malaysia for all. That is the only way to ensure prosperity that is sustainable for future generations of the haves and the have-nots in Malaysia of all races. In spite of COVID and our inability to go around the country to raise awareness and funds to create the mechanism to make this change happen, we have persevered. Our constant volunteers are not many, maybe less than 20. The core group is even smaller, but the work we have done to date, you would think Maju has an infrastructure of a small corporation. We don't. We need more help, but we continue. We believe in a focused effort. Apart from our work with the marginalized, especially the Orang Asli, and our other efforts with other NGOs on civil liberties, our focus on putting independent professionals and seasoned private citizens into parliament to make the change has gained momentum. We will soon, as the EMCO is over, be making major announcement, and hopefully even before that, roll out our People Elect application on handphones that the rakyat can use for campaigning for individual independent candidates and for keeping tabs with members of parliament. The EMCO has been a huge stumbling block, both in terms of getting our message more effectively across. The Gerak Independent Movement by Maju and our other friends and NGOs has vetted about 10 candidates to introduce to the general public. We start small and focus. I am of the opinion that whatever turmoil we are currently facing, we do not need more politicking. The country needs stability to counter the pandemic and to right the economy however best it could. The politicians vying for power have none of our interests at heart. They just want power. When PH was in power, someone or his minions cannot help but harp every other day about when he will be PM. Then the PM resigns. All hell break loose. We gave you people power and you can't even keep it for one term amongst yourselves. Whose fault is that? Now, I may not like this backdoor government, but were we the rakyat who left the door open? See, I told you politicians cannot be trusted. Now we already have an economic mess before the pandemic. We now have a bigger mess than there is a pandemic. People are angry at the backdoor government, rightfully so. But what is the solution? Who has the majority? Who has the support to be PM today? Really, does anybody has the number? Do we think things will be any different with these groups that we have? Good lawyers know they shouldn't file a case in court unless they are absolutely sure they have a good case and ready for a trial. Our country is not ready. The paperwork is not even ready to file a case, and yet you are asking the judge, can we have the trial now? In the meantime, our client, our people is rotting in jail, dying of COVID, losing jobs and killing themselves. You want to know the real reasons for this? Because the politicking is non-stop. A country is run by bureaucrats, the KSU, the KSN, the DGs. They are the crew that keeps the engine going and set the directions. Not ministers, not the PM. But when there is instability, who will be making decisions at the helm of the ship? None of the crew will decide on anything because they have no idea who will be their bosses tomorrow. and your ship is in the middle of the storm. That is the problem. That is why we can't get things decided. That is also why more shenanigans will happen just so one can stay in power and others can try to grab that power. Stop it. The serving may not be palatable, but the people need their food. These politicings are making things worse, not better. We need a respite. 2 years. 2 years to at least sort this mess out, and decisions can be made without the politicking. We have a nation in the middle of a storm. Stop the chaos on board. Let the real crew handle the health crisis and the economic crisis. Otherwise, the captain and his chiefs will not be making any decisions that the crew needs to weather the storm. 2 years on, we sail the boat and make the change we all want. In the meantime, let us all pull together and survive this storm. My heart shattered every time I see news on social medias on deaths by COVID and seeing videos of passing vans bringing bodies. My heart sinks when I see shops shuttered. I cry every time I see news of someone who had hung himself or flung themselves off a building. This is an epidemic of heartbreaking proportions, peoples. Are we all blind? Sorry, I am tired of all this politics. I have friends who have lost their businesses and jobs. I have friends desperately trying to make their business survive so the employees whose families depend on them can continue to put food on the table. And I want us, the Rakyat, to prepare ourselves for the battle instead of being spectators, egging on these politicians to fight for their seats in power. Again, let us help ourselves to take that power for ourselves when we have passed the storm. Heck, we all can come together. Maybe we can get more candidates who can self-finance themselves, who would step up to serve the nation instead of their political party warlords. In the meantime, Gerak Independent believe we will start the ball rolling. We know our first initiative is an experiment to throw the stone and create the ripple for change. But we also know that if there is a time when change is ready to be made, the timing is now when the system is already fractured, people. Our pebble will shatter the glass and all will see it can be done. We insert our Trojan horses first to show the people how different their parliament and leadership can be with patriots instead of politicians. The next round, the change will be massive. That is what we believe. We know times are tough for everyone, and our initiative is not that easy to make a case for. People want easy, emotional, punchy solutions to desperate problems. It's easy to get people to open up their wallets to immediate appeals to bail someone out or to save a person in dire needs. We understand that. But complex matters are not easily understood, especially one that requires out-of-the-box and non-conventional thinking. That is the nature of change. We at Maju are Christopher Columbuses coming around asking for you to believe in us to find the new world. We need the funds to continue our journey to bring us all to a new land. Come with us, help us to work towards a land we can all be equal. The year I was born, 1963, 58 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. once said he had a dream. I still have a dream deeply rooted in an equal Malaysia, progressive and just for all. One day, this nation will rise up and live up to its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have that dream too. Thank you. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit emotional tonight. I don't know why.
Okay, thank you for the good talk. Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much, Siti. Okay, so we still have participants coming in. Now we got 109. Okay, now we can open up for Q&A. I don't see anybody actually key in their question in the chat box. Maybe we can just unmute them so they can just ask question. Anybody want to ask question? Okay, I will start first. Okay. Siti?
Yes.
Okay, actually, I'm a member of this Maju as well.
Oh, thank
All right.
you very
Okay,
much.
I joined about I think I joined during the time when we met in the cafe lah,
Mm.
in Kota Kemuning.
Yes,
If you
yes.
still remember, okay.
The launch of Maju, yes.
I think that was 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago. All right. Anyway, I just want to know what is the progress now? How many members you have?
Oh, I don't have the exact numbers right now, but I do believe it's probably near to 3,000, I think. Yeah. I mean, that's really disappointing because, but also because of the COVID issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a problem in trying to recruit, going around the country as we had planned, because that was another way of recruitment. And unfortunately, COVID came in and everything was on, stalling.
Okay.
Yes, so that's but even though we have difficulty, we still continue with the recruitment of the candidates, because we want to be prepared for the GE 15. So we hope to put in at least 10 candidates. And we have been going sieving through their application, interviews, and all that, all by online as well. Yeah.
Okay, I got one question here from Pierre Abdullah. The person asked, can you explain more about the 10 candidates? How does it work?
Well, actually, it's like this. These candidates, most of them are not known, but they are really people on the ground. So we choose candidates based if they agree on our 5 pillars. The 5 pillars is basically all about promoting of human rights, separation of religion and state. When I say religion and state, it doesn't mean that religion is being thrown out. No, what we say is that the federal government should not have any role in managing religion, any religion, like the existence of Jakim, for example. Yeah, that is the setup of a federal government. Under our constitution, Islam is actually under the purview of the sultans. So it should go back to the sultans, not managed by the federal government. They shouldn't have any business in managing religion. So that is what we propose. And of course, equality, justice for everyone. That is really the promotion of our, some sort of like manifestos for the candidates. So obviously we wanted people to believe that, political parties is not the only way for voting for your representative to be in parliament. Okay, because people seem to think that without independent candidates have no say at all. No, you do, because like these GI candidates, the Gerak independent candidates, although they are independent, but they uphold the same values, for all of us. So meaning that when we are like a caucus, even though we are not a political party, we are like a caucus, meaning that we all have the same values, the same aspirations. So we are like the kingmaker in a way that whichever side promote the ideals that we stand for, we will support them. It doesn't matter whether it's the government or opposition. We don't believe in the political parties in Malaysia is working because they have warlords. These warlords, if you understand, means their leadership lah. The great example that had happened, God is great if, it's shown that why we don't agree with political parties in Malaysia, because the bosses tell you jump, the members will not say why, they will say how high. So for example, during the budget, last year, yeah, and everybody knows that the budget is the one way to defeat the government.
Yeah.
But what do we get? The boss, they call him the boss. Anwar Ibrahim said, don't vote, against it, meaning don't vote against it. So when he said don't vote, everybody don't vote, even though basically they they feel inside it's not right. We should actually vote against it.
Yeah.
But because Anwar Ibrahim say don't vote against it, so everybody, even DAP, even was that of course PKR, who else in the Pakatan Harapan gang, all follow the instruction. See, where is where do they put their independence to vote? Because you are voting for the right, you're not voting for your leader. This is why we see the failure in our system, where
they follow the leader blindly.
Yes, there is no independent.
All right, got one more question from author Gan. Okay, he asked how to join Maju.
Oh, go to mymaju.org. Okay, org. So mymaju, one word, and then .org, and then you can see on how to join us. It's 50 ringgit per year. That's all. And despite all the serious lack of finance, but we still move on because none of us are paid, to be honest. Okay, none of us in Maju are paid. We only have one staff to manage the administration and all that. But like myself, as the founder, as well as the council members, and our volunteers, none of them gets paid at all. In fact, some people just take out from their own money to do things. So, but it is for the benefit of the country, so we sacrifice. Yeah.
Okay, one more question for Anna Aman. Say hi, Pon City. Where do you see Malaysia in 10 years' time?
Okay, I'm not a panujum lah. So I don't know what will happen, but I foresee if we don't change, if we don't change in 10 years' time, we still are the same in this situation, meaning the same people running the country, and no one dares to tackle the elephant in the room that cause problems in our country. We are going to be, really gone lah, to be honest. Okay. I have said in GE15, if the same people are elected, meaning the old goats lah, whether it's in BN, PN or PH, to be honest, PH a little bit better than others lah, but they are still the same. They are still like, I don't know. I mean, they don't dare to do the right thing because of some issues are sensitive. But the sensitive issue is the problem, actually. Okay, this is how I see. This is what I think about Malaysia. What is the problem right now in Malaysia? Is the use of religion.
Yes, correct.
Okay, really, that is the main cause of it. But people don't dare to touch it because it's deemed to be too sensitive. But they make it sensitive. We are not against religion. We are saying that don't politicize religion. Don't use religion in making your policies and law. Like now, for example, I mean, it's showing everywhere is showing that everything anybody wants to do, they need to consult the so-called, the Islamic pusat Islam ka ataupun so-called it's true. You see what happened to Ramli Ibrahim. He was invited to give a talk about art. Okay, about art. And this UITM need to get consultation from Pusat Islam. What the heck? I mean, so just because Ramli Ibrahim is a dancer, and half-naked dancer as well, and some more is dancing on the Indian classical music. So they deem that is probably haram,
Un-Islamic lah.
So cannot allow. So that's it. We are now at the hands of these people.
Right. All right. One more question, Puan Siti. Go Say Heng. How do we ensure that there will be no frauds?
Well, this is the thing, you see. We can't promise 100% that these people will not jump over because we are not God. we can only surmise that when we select these people based on principles, based on what they believe and what the pillars they believe in it and they support it. So, we hope that they won't, they have principles not to actually jump over, just like what we have read today, where some DAP lawmakers have been offered 30 million to jump over, right? So, I mean, they didn't, instead of jumping, they report police again. So these are it shows the quality of the person. You know what I mean? So like, if they jump, they only stand for 5 years, 4 or 5 years. You kick them out the next time. That is the power we have in our hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So
one more question, Siti.
Mm.
From this Kaylee Koo, okay? She asked, will you be our voice and initiate the ripple of change in the parliament?
Well, okay, I've been told that I should stand in as a candidate. I'm not a politician, to be honest, but push comes to shove, if I have to stand in to show that the GI candidates are with integrity and to show some strength in the candidates, because many of them are not known faces. So because people have they know what I stand for, because I've been in this for so many years talking about issues in Malaysia, and I have been consistent in my belief, because that's really honestly my belief. When you honestly believe it, you will be consistent. When you are not, if you are acting only, the power of social media will be able to get you out, that you are a fake.
Yes.
So just to say as well, my hair is real, even if people say it's fake. So this is
so it's a real color, real gray, is it?
Yes. So it's nothing fake about me at all, right now.
Okay. All right, there's one. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
okay,
just
there's
saying,
one more question.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot. Anyway, watch this space. I'm not saying I won't or I will, but most likely, in order to give strength to the independence group, the caucus, the GI candidates, maybe I will. Who knows? There is a big chance that I will, although it's not my liking to be an MP, or it's never been my dream or wanting to be a politician. But who knows? We maybe we need to make a change, and I have to start it. That's it's still open.
Okay, one more question from Ibu Lina. She said here, freedom of speech in Malaysia, is there a specific law on this? What's your opinion on the limitations that we rakyat have on voicing our opinions and suggestions?
Yeah, okay, let me tell, there is a provision in our constitution, freedom of expression and speech, okay? But you see, unfortunately, this country, the authorities are using the section 233 and 298 of the penal code. 233 is the under this the communication this one act, yeah. So they used to suppress our opinions or what we talk about, yeah. So I am very, very angry about some of the charges that they have actually put upon some people who speak up against certain things, and they quickly clamp down by charging people under this is where we need to keep on fighting it. We shouldn't just accept what it says, because there is freedom of expression and speech. We can actually tell our opinion, and if they keep clamping us down, how, if millions of us voicing the same thing, are they going to charge millions of us in court? So continue to express your right to anything that you feel is not right about this government or about anything, okay? So do not be afraid, because by charging people, this is to put fear into you. I mean, for as long as we believe what we say is what we believe, and then just say it. But there's a line as well, lah. You shouldn't go and say things which are fake. Fake news is wrong.
Okay.
So like condemning any religion is wrong. That is also, obviously that is not right. But see, that's the problem. When the authorities charge some people that mention anything about the institution of Islam and the people that practice it, they claim that is against Islam. Common sense says, how can you actually think like that? So you cannot criticize the labais, you cannot criticize the muftis, you cannot criticize the religious institution. Who are they? They are not God, they are not Islam. Criticizing Jakim, criticizing Mufti, criticizing Labai or the political party PAS, Hadi Awang is not criticizing Islam. So if they actually charge us and just because we criticize these people, so they are saying these people are God? Are they actually the symbol of Islam? Who are they? So this is the thing that we need to be able to be free to express our opinion with regards to these institutions and the people in it. We are not criticizing Islam, we are criticizing the institutions and the people. So there is a difference, and we need to keep up. Even you criticize the politicians, for example, yeah. So if they try to clamp us down, why are we not allowed to criticize the politicians? Because the politicians are actors in politics. They are the people that owe their job to the people because they were elected by us. If they are not doing their job, they deserve to be criticized. And so when we are being clamped down and persecuted just because we express our opinion, of course they will try and clamp you down. So we must be brave enough to step up. Don't, the moment they try and they arrest somebody, or you all get scared. That's what they want. So don't actually fall for it, basically. Yeah. Okay. I like to answer this question here about Puan Siti's ideals reaching the Malay-speaking crowd. To be honest, the Malay-speaking crowd, the orang kampung, they are not the problem. If you want to know, okay, the problem is really the urban people. They are the one who are divided, and they are the one who hate the word liberal and all that. Orang kampung tak tahu pun apa dia liberal tu. So it is actually something that we must actually try to make the urban people to understand. They want their good life, but they also don't want to lose their privileges. If you want to know, actually the urban Malays are much more difficult to impress rather than orang kampung. Yeah. So this is people must understand. The orang kampung are not the problem. The urban educated Malays are the problem. They seem to think even liberal word is ugly. Liberal is bad. This you have no idea. That who are our so-called people that we need to actually bring round to understand where we are coming from. So don't worry about the rural Malays who don't speak English. It's the Malays that speak English, the one that think they are smarter, they know better, and they want to remain, status quo as they are now. Yeah.
Okay, there's one question from Rosemary Tan. How do we break into a system? These 10 candidates will not be able to change policies without the numbers. And these 10 candidates will become politicians, and they will find their ways. They will find their way, and if they don't play along with the warlords, their families are treated. How their families are treated? Will Maju be able to protect them?
It's like this. We start small, when people start to see the display of or how these independent candidates under GI behave in court and what they talk about, then people will see the difference. that these GI candidates are not directed by any warlords. These GI candidates will uphold the principle they stand for. Now, we of course cannot form a government. This is the thing. Nobody, unless we have millions that will support us. If the whole of the people believe in us and support us, then we can put in all constituents and see how it goes. Because this is a good time when political parties are fractured. So actually people are fed up with all these old faces. Maybe they want new faces to be put into parliament. So of course we can't, and we can't afford it. So we have to have this, at least the 10 people to stand up. And even if we make 2 inside, it's a success. Because then the people have started to change. We always think that we start planting a seed, of a different way of thinking in voting. Then eventually it will spread. Now, why we are going after the parliament? People must understand that everything that goes around in Malaysia, that is happening in Malaysia, in every institution, in all sections of governments, in schools, in everything, starts from parliament. Parliament is like the heart of a country. These are the people that manage the laws and policies. Okay, so they have Minister of Education. So when we have a good Minister of Education that will put in place good policies, good syllabus, instruct the people in the Ministry of Education, this is how I want you to manage the school, and what are the things that I want you to teach the children in school, best practice. So that will go down. Okay, so this is why parliament is so important. When you elect idiots into parliament who do not care whatever is happening in the country, what they care is talk rubbish in the parliament, and think only about marrying another wife, or having bigger cars and all that. So there is no improvement in our country. It will get worse. Diorang semua syok sendiri dekat dalam parliament, amongst them, happy, making a lot of money and all that, but they don't care what is going on the ground. They don't care about the deforestation in our country. They don't care about the climate change. They don't care about people are fighting because this guy say your religion is shit, and this one say this religion is shit, and everyone get caught, but they don't care because they are happily up there. So this is the one that why we need to focus parliament. We need to put in good people in parliament. What we have right now, most of them do not dare to speak about what is causing the ills in our country, for fear of not being elected again the next election. So this is the problem I see in all these political parties right now. So we are so fed up with them. I am fed up with them, seriously, whether it's PN, BN or PH. Bullshit. They're all fighting for all their for power, not thinking about us who are really suffering right now. So yeah, I'm getting very worked up here,
One question here from Lee King. Divide and rule using race and religion succeeded for so many years. How can we break through?
Well, this is it. We can break through if we put in people in the parliament that have the mind to understand that we have to tackle this issue. You see, religion and race is very intertwined in this country. You can't be a Muslim without being a Malay, being a Malay, you have to be a Muslim, no matter what. Yeah, and then with the education, they have been brainwashing the Malays since 30, 40 years ago, and you see the product of it now, and then they managed to control the institutions of this country by putting in their people. And this is why you see dress code going into governments, and then you see a lot of these things that related to religion. They make Islam look so bad, to be honest. But Islam is not like that. But this is what being condoned by all governments, including PH government. They don't dare to tackle that subject, because it's sensitive. They don't want, not to be voted again by the Malays. But they're stupid. They have all the vehicles. Why don't they explain what Islam is all about? Convey, change the way this traditionalist, teaching of Islam to the public. Clamp down on these ustads who are out only to, scam the public and all that. Teaching rubbish. Calling people murtads. Calling out people who don't dress according to what they want. This is what they're supposed to do when they're in power, clamping down on extremism. But no, they won't touch because it's too sensitive. Yeah, and that's why this country will continue to go down. It will spiral down into nothing until the people then realize, oh my God, what Siti said all this while is right. But by that time, this country is kaput. Okay, those elite Malays, they are the one who will be rich and richer. They will no longer be in this country. They will live nicely in the Western country. And the poor Malays are the one who is going to suffer in Malaysia. Yeah, because they use religion, everything, so yang Melayu bawah-bawah ni semua yang fikir, oh yeah, we must follow because this is what God says. No, it's not what God says. It's what all these, politicians wanting you to think what God says. So this is why we have to help ourselves. This country still survive because of the non-Malays and because of the liberal Malays like me. It still survive. Otherwise, this country is kaput. And that's where I see in 10 years' time, if the Malays don't wake up, that they are being used by the rich Malays, being manipulated by the rich Malays using religion, then you will suffer. And your children will suffer. The people, a lot of people will leave this country and let it suffer and becomes like Afghanistan. Then only you realize lah. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you, Siti. Okay, guys, one more question here from Babil Jesse. I believe change has to start now with the youth. The youth have to come forward and take charge of the country as their future is at stake. Enough of the old world. All worn out corrupt politician. Your views on this?
Well, see, this is where I disagree that only the youth can change. Yeah. So it is not about age. It is not about gender. It is not about race. It is not about religion. It is about the person's stand. No matter what age. If that person has principle, if that person has the right way of thinking, if that person has a common sense, that person is the one we want. How many youths that we have already in our political world, politicians in Malaysia. So there are youths who will have a different way of thinking, which is the same as the old goats. But we have youth who are actually forward thinking. They want, so they should come in and play a role as well. So I think if you say only the youth can change, I disagree 100%, because it's not about age. It's not about, as I said, it's not about age. It's not about gender. It's not about, it's about
your attitude, right?
Yeah, it's about attitude, about competence. Yeah, somebody said here, it should be about competency, not just competency. It's about how you believe, your attitude. It's a person, like how that person think. When you go for a job, right? You interview a person, that is he suitable to be a politician, to be an MP for you. So this is what we ask when we actually vet the candidates. Yeah, we ask them on certain social issues what they think about it. Because even if they are religious, they can be religious. There's no problem being religious, but you can be religious. You keep that religion to yourself, but you cannot impose just because you disagree with LGBTIQ. Then you say no, we shouldn't actually support them. it's not about supporting them. It is about defending their rights, you know. This is what the allegation I always hear from, I call them morons, you know, or the otak already kosong. Liberals support LGBT. You know, I mean, if you are a human being, will you support someone being apa tu, kena pukul, kena denda, kena tangkap, tak tentu pasal, just because you are dressing as a woman? You do nothing wrong. You're not disturbing anybody. You are just dressing as a woman, and you kena tangkap. You kena you are being punished, you know, for nothing. If you have a heart, you will say that is wrong, you know. But because you have a faith to say, oh yeah, they are not accepted in my religion, so I'm not going to support them. It is not about supporting their lifestyle or what. No, it's not. It's about defending their right to live as a human being. You know, this is the difference people don't see. You know, you don't have to support them. They don't need your support, but you know, they need your support in terms of being not being persecuted. You know, kena pukul, kena bantai, kena hukum. That is what we do as someone who defend the rights of the LGBT. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There's one more question from Mark Ng. Do you engage with Malay-speaking groups as much as you engage with English-speaking groups? I believe it is the Malay-speaking groups that need more convincing of your work. Speaking of liberal Malays, are there a lot of them?
Well, I think we have said just now a bit earlier about who to convince, actually. Yeah. That I don't know whether Mark was there when I was answering that question. You know, really, I don't care who actually I am trying to relate to. I only care that I am relating to Malaysians. You know, I don't care whether you're a Malay, you're Chinese, you're Indians, or you're orang asli or what. But if you understand me or you agree with me, then, you know, let's make a change. You know, this is not Malays, Indians, or whatever. I don't have to impress the majority Malays of what we stand for. It is not about Malay, Indian, or what. I want to impress to the Malaysians, okay? And I do believe we will start somewhere first, yeah? And, you know, if you try to tell me that I have to go and impress the Malay in the rural areas, you know, to be honest, they don't even know what's going on. You know, it's the urban Malays who are majority English speaking who are the problem. Okay, they are the one who are resisting the change, you know, most of them, but they are the one that we need to impress. It's not the rural Malays, you know. And so seriously, I get this question all the time, you know, you are not going to make a change because you are not reaching out to the rural Malays, the Malays who speak Malay. But I think these people have no clue that who are really the enemies here. It is us, the so-called liberals amongst ourselves, you know, who do not have the what's that? I just lost the word actually. Who needs convincing? You know, you are the one who needs convincing, Mark. You know, it's not the Malays who speak Malay actually. Yeah.
Okay. May I know why these so-called liberal Malays are the ones so afraid of change?
You see, a lot of these educated Malays, they have gone through the system, which set up by your beloved Anwar Ibrahim lah. So when he became the Minister of Education years back when Mahathir was the Prime Minister, he already put in all his people, you know, in all the establishment in the education sort of department. So he flooded with his people. That brings out this very conservative sort of Saudi Salafism. And these people, you know, become educated, you know, but they still hold to this principle about certain view of Islam. Yeah. So this Malays, you know, I'm not saying all, of course. I have many friends, liberal Malays, you know, who is not ashamed to admit they are liberal Malays, because Islam is liberal. Actually, Islam is very progressive, but the things that they have been brainwashed in schools, in college, and then you know, in universities, is a certain kind of Islam which is not progressive at all. So we have a problem there. And then you must understand that they believe these fake news about taking the rights of the Malays. Yeah. You know, I have a friend, personally a Malay, who is worried that if DAP comes into power, that their rights as a Malay will be taken. And I asked her, what sort of rights that your rights will be taken, you think, by getting the 7% discount from buying property, or what other rights do you get, you know, that you actually get from being a Bumiputra, a Malay? Not much, really, to be honest. You know, okay, you have what, ASB, but the nons as well have similar to it. You know, like what do you call it? AS, what is it? The
ASM.
Equal to ASB, to the Bumiputra.
Amanah Saham Malaysia.
Yeah, exactly. So you think that by losing the 7% discount from buying, can you afford to buy a property? My friend, I said, no, she can't afford to buy a property. You know, I mean, it's all in their mind, you know, about losing their rights as a Bumiputra. You know, when the rights are actually all taken by the elite Malays. You know, that's why in the statistics of this is from government. The statistics shows that in the T20 group, the biggest number of T20 are the Malays. Do you not know that? Do you all know that? I don't think many people know that. The biggest numbers in the T20 group are the Malays. And then we have the M40. Okay, the M40, not so many in the Malay group. But we have a huge number of B40s in the Malay group. Okay, so people don't know about these statistics because they don't want to find out. But when you see on other races, the Chinese and the Indian, their T20, their M40, and their B40 is about equal. Why is that? Why is that there's a massive difference in the Malay numbers, statistics, when there are a lot of rich people in the T20 Malay, and then not so many in the M40, but huge numbers of B40. Okay, so there is a serious discrepancy there. The Malays should question why. Why, you know, people always think the Chinese are the biggest number of rich people in Malaysia, but it's not true. The statistics shows there are so many rich Malay in the T20 group. Okay, but equally there are so many much more in the B40 in the Malay group. Why? Why are there is no, you know, fair sharing of richness, you know, between T20, the M40 and the B40, like other races like Chinese and Indian? Why? They get no help from the government. They get nothing from the government, but they are all equally balanced. Because why? Because the T20 helps their M40, M40 helps their B40. They help each other, but not in the Malay group. But see, this reality is not known, or they, you know, they refuse to see the reality, how we are being used by our own race. You know, being made stupid by our own race. And that's why they don't want the Malays to be clever, you know, to think more, to think, you know, so that they can keep the Malays stupid forever. So this is why we need to change. And the parliament, if you want Malaysia to be better than Singapore, in which we can, 100 times better we can, but we need to put the right people in parliament. Yeah. And we need to have strong leadership, someone who dares to go against these voices, this noise, outside, that make noise which are nothing. Ignore these noises because they are being paid. They are afraid of losing their power in making more money out of religion. So, I believe for as long as there are non-Malays still in this country and liberal Malays like us, and I'm proud to call myself a liberal, because being a liberal means you're a good person. You are fair to everyone. Okay, and so we can still live. We can still save this country. But if not, I'm sure a lot of the non-Malays, will start thinking about leaving the country. In fact, some of them have left. Liberal Malays like me, obviously there is no, future for us here if they go down this road, the road they are going now. Yeah. And goodbye, Malaysia. Malaysia will be worse than Pakistan, Afghanistan. And then when the Malays get to the period where, they are being controlled and oppressed so much, then only they show the Melayu punya Melayu punya we call it semangat Melayu lah, baru nak lawan lah. Sebab Melayu ni kan penyabar. Melayu ni very sabar, They will wait and wait until dah tak boleh tahan, only then they fight. By then it's too late lah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, take 3 more questions because now it's very nice.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay, I got one more question from Adriana here. She wrote here, need direct election of Prime Minister rather than we have now, that the majority party that wins GE, well, get chosen what is this? Says their chosen candidate to be appointed as PM. Then the PM post can be separated from the cabinet and the rakyat of day one rakyat. We seriously need to decentralize the power from one man or one minority group into the hands of the majority of us.
Yeah. I mean, that is the sad thing about our country, because we have we pick up the leftovers of the British lah. And but you see, the British, they have already moved on. In a way, they are a higher thinking society. Okay, meaning that the people can think better than Malaysians. So the people that goes into parliament, if they do something wrong, and then the people will bash them, like not physically, but really go after them and all that. How many kind of negative comments made against their prime minister, but they don't take action actually, they here, I agree. I would rather have a separate sort of vote for the prime minister. Just like in America, they have a separate vote for president, kan? But unfortunately, the system that we have is different here. So we can change. Of course, we can change. But we need people in parliament to change it. We need, in order to change whatever is provided under our constitution, we need to have the people to support the change. So if you still support the same people, the same type of faces who don't want to change anything, then there won't be any change. So any change comes from parliament. Everything starts from parliament. This is why when you pangkah during the election, think carefully. Not just because of the logo, you pangkah. You go and look at that person. Before the election day, you ask that person who stand in your constituent, do they believe in this? Do they agree with this? Set up your own manifesto and say, do you agree on this one? If they They say, don't pangkar for them, no matter what party they've come from. Pangkar the one that will go, that agree with what you want, in Malaysia. Okay, so that's how, look at the person rather than the party. It's time that we do that, because political party makes it worse in Malaysia. Look at what is happening right now, non-stop politicking. I want to be the prime minister, or this one, crazy, and here we are suffering. Yeah.
Okay, one more question from Rosemary Tan. Where can we get this data? Do we have this available on our Maju site, on your Maju site? This is one way we say, where can you get all this data on T20?
What data? The statistics?
Statistics, and the T20 mix of Malay, majority Malay. She asked whether you have this available on your Maju website. This is one way we can get the message out.
If you can, you go into Maju. I have written a piece for the Star, and I have actually written about this in the Star article. So I think all my articles are in the Maju website, and one of them actually have the statistics there. But I got the statistics as well from the internet. Actually, if you Google, maybe you Google the statistics T20, maybe it will come out in one of the news report. So these are not facts that I pick up from the air. It is actually from the parliament. The parliament themselves actually said these figures. Yeah. So this is during BN time. During BN time, of course, because we have no parliament for 1 year. We have no parliament. Wow, Jean, nice photo of you.
Okay, that's about all the questions.
So long already.
Okay,
yeah, me and Siti is going for hair makeover soon. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
we're going to do our girly thing.
Okay,
I
I got
want to ask a question.
I got one last question.
Okay.
One last question. Okay, to you, Puan Siti.
Yes.
Okay, I know that Maju is trying to recruit more members and all that, but how can you, with your limited resources and all that, go for a campaign for your 10 candidates?
Well, this is it. Okay, the plan is like this. We have the people elect ready to be introduced to the public. Now, the people elect, the contents of it will be the 10 candidates as well as all of the MPs in Malaysia. Yeah. So the people can then go into the apps and then can have a direct chat with the candidates, and also if they're not happy about their candidates currently in everywhere, they can go into their constituent and complain about whatever and see whether your MP will come and respond to you. So you can actually say things, must be facts lah. Don't say things which are not true, because you can be sued for it. You can complain about what's happening in your constituent, and hopefully your MP will come in. So from these apps also you can donate to the independent candidates. If you feel that this person really can actually make a change for you, or make a difference in our political landscape, then you can also donate to the independent candidate through the apps. Okay, and it doesn't go to their own pocket though. Okay, it will go into our organization, and we will manage that money basically. So as a foundation, we are obliged every 6 months to be audited by the Labuan Foundation. So no money will be easily go into so-called, being taken, like a lot of things happen, right? So every single cent is being accounted for. So people can rest assured that every single cent you put in, it goes into the causes that we fight for. And it doesn't go into our pocket, because it will be audited every 6 months. We are audited. Yeah.
Siti, I have a question.
Okay, you got a question?
I have two questions actually. Okay, what assurance do we have if, say, we decide to vote for maju candidates, that they won't melompat to another party when they won, yeah? Number two, right now at current situation, from this pool of what we have right now, who do you think should be our PM? I don't understand Muhyiddin, Muhyiddin, right, still clinging to power, but if given a choice, who do you want to see elected as PM?
None of them. Honestly, okay, as what like I have said in my speech just now is not the time for politicking lah.
Yeah.
Now is the time to manage the country. There is only another 2 years time only for the next general election. Yeah. So I think I would rather this government concentrate on their, what they can do to defend this country with regards to COVID, with our economy and all that. But instead, people, this, the PH and all that, still fighting for who has more votes, and I don't care who has more votes. I really want the government to now start looking seriously into what we need to do with regards to the COVID, with regards to the MP stringe, with regards to the, economy and all that. So seriously, enough of politicking, enough of who has more numbers, enough of this rubbish, to be honest. This is my view. With regards to jumping over, as a, for GI candidate, I just want to ask you back, what's the difference that is happening now with the candidates that have jumped over, who become frogs? Okay, no one can guarantee anyone can change and become, gila duit lah, become blinded with money. We cannot promise you that. But what we try to do, our best, is to select people with integrity. We hope that people with integrity will not easily bought by money. Yeah. So just like today, you see Kula. Well done, Kula. He stood by his integrityness by not accepting the 30 million purportedly offered to him. So we hope that, by going through the interview and agreeing to the things that they promise to uphold, they will not be easily bought. That is all we can say. But if they do jump the next election, kick that person out. That's our choice, So the same with this election in GE15, whoever jump over, kick those people out. Whoever do not do their job properly whilst in parliament, kick that person out. Whoever did not say a word or, just makan gaji buta, then kick that person out. Don't go by party, go by person. Study your MP. For example, in my area, Hannah Yeoh. Okay, Hannah Yeoh is my MP. I would vote for her again because she's done a great job as an MP. To be honest, I've heard only a few MPs that have voiced out loud about a lot of things, like Charles Santiago, Hannah Yeoh, Teresa Kok, and but not many MPs have actually spoken up about things. So kick them out, Why keep them when they're waste of time? You need to put in people who have integrity, who have beliefs that they want a betterment for the country, for all, not for just a race and not just for one faith. Okay.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, all right. One last question, because one last one, because I have to read this one.
I don't mind going on. To be honest,
okay. From Arthur Ghana, he asked which app to donate the funds.
Belum lagi launch lah, Arthur. Tunggu.
Okay. That's all. Any more question, anybody?
But in the meantime, you can donate to the Maju Foundation, the mymaju.org. You can join us or donate to us. If you want to donate anonymously, you can also contact our staff. It says there that there is a contact there. You can ask them how. Yeah, because I'm not technical, so there will be one or two people who will be assisting you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Are you finished now? Yeah.
I think that's all. I think we have a My Maju link here, right, in the chat box, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so anybody who wants to know more about My Maju, Maju, okay, please go to the link, and then hopefully you also can be a member lah, and then pay the 50 ringgit lah. All right, membership is 50 ringgit.
Yeah, 50 ringgit is for every year, right?
No, you can pay more if you want, you know, I mean, there's no limit, but anything over 10K, then we need to actually go through it manually because of money laundering problem by the authority, you know, they have very strict regulation. So it's not easy actually running the foundation. But I just want to say thank you everyone for listening. I hope that you can disagree with what I said. I have no issue about that. But I hope, you know, my message gets through to people. I always want people to understand that Parliament is the heart of the country. Yeah? If we don't change the Parliament, our country will not be savable in a way. Yeah. So good night, everyone. Thank you, Kiwanis.
Okay. Before we go, normally we will take one group photo lah.
So, okay.
Those who has been hiding, can you please turn on your camera, your video, so I can take photograph? Okay, all right. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you so much.
Wait. Before you guys go, I have one announcement. TH, can you go to the next slide?
Actually, I can take better lah. I can actually take all of you, you know, like a screenshot. Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking screenshot. I'm taking it.
You're taking a screenshot.
1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, good.
Because there are 4 pages here. Four.
Yeah.
Guys, before you guys leave, I have an announcement to make on August. Okay, I cannot remember. What is the date? Yeah. TH, the slide. Jerome. Hello, TH. Okay, on August 26, Datin Nora Abu Hassan is going to speak on, she wrote a book. She is the daughter of our former Menteri Besar, Selangor Menteri Besar. She wrote a book about Born to Smile. Yeah, this is the book here. Yeah. On the 26th of August at 2 p.m., she wants to talk about, you know, cleft lip and palate. Yeah. So if you guys are free, do join us, okay, on 26th of August. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Siti. Thank you so much. And thanks all of you for coming, for joining in. It's been, I mean, I learned a lot, okay, and eye-opening. Hopefully that we will make the change within ourselves. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Siti.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Jeffrey.